This is the first meeting of the Federal Executive Council for the year 2016 and the fourth under the Buhari administration. Presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari, the meeting focused mainly on strategies that will enable the government meet the nation's fiscal goals in the new financial year. Consequently, a memo reminding ministers of their responsibilities under the Fiscal Responsibility Act was presented to the Council in furtherance of the government efforts at blocking revenue leakages.
We have discovered that many agencies have never credited anything and never generated any operating surplus, including some whose salaries, overhead, capital is paid by the federal government. Then in addition to that, they generate revenue which they spend without any real form of control. So one of the big initiatives and changes of this administration is to bring all those agencies into line. We'll be sending in auditors to some agencies where we believe that their costs are simply excessive and are not in keeping with our expectations. The expected outcome of this is that there will be that internally generated revenue which this new budget is banking on will actually come in and become a reality. If, as a result of an audit, it is very clear that financial procedures have been breached, then of course there's a process for dealing with the culprits.
Already, the nation's revenue-generating agencies have been directed through a circular to submit their budgets for scrutiny, and ministers are therefore expected to ensure that those budgets are not only realistic, but in conformity with the new financial regulations.
All the ministers concerned agreed that enough is enough. And they even identified boards and agencies under them where they know that revenue is being diverted. So I think the key message is that change has now come to those agencies, those boards, those corporations who have been hitherto operating without any control. We are reining them in and making sure that that money that is generated for all Nigerians is spent according to approval, and any surplus then comes into the Consolidated Revenue Fund to be used to fund other areas of government. We are going to make every Naira count. And in order to make every Naira count, you have to make sure that you know how much is coming in and then you control how it goes out.
The Minister of Finance also announced that a comprehensive audit of all agencies of government that are in the habit of collecting revenue in foreign currency and remitting in Naira is also underway. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed also used the forum to debunk the insinuation that the governing APC is responsible for the arrest of some opposition party leaders for corruption allegations.
No functionary in government and cabinet micromanages or directs the FCC or ICPC on who to arrest or who not to arrest. I know for a fact that they don't contact the president or anybody before they do their jobs. I think the media also has to do more than they are doing right now.
Meanwhile, before the council meeting, Mrs. Winifred Oyo-Etta was sworn in by President Muhammadu Buhari as the new head of the Civil Service of the Federation.
Corruption has eaten deep into every sector of Nigeria. By the mighty grace of God, I have a team ready to run with the vision of change of this administration.
One essential point from the Federal Executive Council meeting is that apart from endorsing the far-reaching measures aimed at ensuring that the 2016 fiscal goals are met, all the ministers have also expressed firm resolve to making sure that the nation's resources cannot leak anymore. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.